Well, greetings. Another time, another beautiful spot in the Cascade Mountains. I'm just going to go enjoy some quiet. The last few months have been really, really busy with the blacksmith project that I have posted before. It's taken a lot of time discussing meetings, getting things state approved, on and on and on. And I haven't had a lot of time to get out in the mountains, haven't had a lot of time to blacksmith, haven't had a lot of time to just enjoy God's beautiful creation. So at this time I'm going to go out and park my truck and just relax and enjoy everything that I'm going to see and show you a little bit of the bunch of Cascade Mountains that I'm in. And it's a little bit because this area is just beyond beautiful. We're still having some smoke in the skies. That'll be probably for a while. We got some clouds, so maybe we'll get some rain on some of this stuff. So join me as I go down to a little bit of a creek. I'll be on a bridge overlooking, I think it's called 7 Mile Creek. And we will have a good time just listening and see what we do. Well, I thought I was going to the bridge where the creek was, but when I got to the place where the creek was, there was a four-wheeler and a truck parked there, and so there went peace and quiet. So I just drove down the road for a little farther and pulled off onto another road that I have not ever been on. And we're going to take a hike down it and see what I have to explore down here. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm also garbed up with my camera vest so I can carry it along and be ready to go for whatever I need. Great plans sometimes turn into greater plans when the ones you thought are what you were going to do turns out to be something different, and you end up in a place that you didn't expect, and awesomely beautiful and quiet. Full of thimbleberries, although most of them have been eaten already, probably by bears, because there's been a whole lot of bear activity you could see around here. Some of them are just coming on too, but they're really tasty. So we're going to go down here. Beautiful and peaceful. See what we see. You see where a lightning strike hit this tree, but it continued to grow. That's a lesson for us, huh? No matter how hard we get hit with circumstances, we could stand, as God gives us the strength to stand. You know, a lot of times the wilderness and the mountains and God's creation can teach us so much if we just take time to listen. I might have found myself another favorite spot that I've passed by for years. Look at these old growth trees that haven't been logged. And I don't see at the moment anything that has been majorly logged in here for years. Lots of neat ferns in here too. It's always a wise thing when you're hiking to take a look at your back trail. And we're not in a lot of trees where we've got a lot of branches, but we're in an area where there's a lot of mountain lions. And if you are in an area where there's a lot of mountain lions, or you know of, and you have trees that have a bit of lower branches, there goes a squirrel. They like to lay and rest on those, and you can be a good dinner if you're underneath them and not paying attention. So it's always good to watch your backside, watch all around you all the time, and enjoy it, because when you stop to turn around, not only do you orient yourself again, if I wasn't on this trail, of course, it takes me right back to my truck, but you look back and you see the trees, and it looks different than when you're going the other way. So getting lost is less of an option when you continue to turn around and view your area from the back, as well as paying attention to where you're going in the front. And on the sides of you, you'll pick out certain trees, like that tree that had the lightning strike on it. You'll notice that tree. You'll notice other trees. This tree that's been broken off right here, you'll pay attention to that one when you're coming back. So when you're walking in the woods like this, it's always good to watch your hindsight as well as looking to where you're going. Alright, looks like our trail is cut off by some major downfalls. And if I had my goat with me, this would be nothing for them. And it might not be nothing for me neither. We'll take a look and see. So that's one thing great about goats when you take them out. You can either stay on the trail like we were trying here and it's all just tangled up, or they would jump on top of them and walk right over the top. Oh my. This might be some absolutely beautiful wood to start fires with. Right here. Let's check it out. See how squishy that is? That kind of wood makes a wonderful fire starter, because you take it, well, a lot of the mountain man people nowadays take and go get cotton material from the store, and then they put it in a can, and then they cut it up to the size that they want to put it in the can, and then they put it on a fire with a little hole on top, and that fire burns off and burns up that and makes it a char, if you want to call it. And as it does that, you have something you could strike a flint on and start a fire. Well, I started researching and looking around and over the years and found out that, you know, mountain men didn't carry a bolt of cotton material out in the woods with them, but they would find, listen to that. See how that crunches and just, oh, this is absolutely beautiful punk wood. And that's the kind of wood you want to put in one of those cans, or like what I do, I just go ahead and poke it, stick it over a fire, and it just burns it all up. And as it finishes burning, I stick it inside my tin and I let it burn just a little bit more, then I close my tin lid. So I'm never without something to start my fire with. This stuff is really, really good stuff. It's like really punky and soft and will burn quickly. So this whole tree would produce something like that. Alrighty, let's see what else we'll find out here. See which way to go. This is a place where you don't take horses. You take goats all day long. but not horses. Horses can't get over this stuff, and they're not going to be wanting to try to get over it because they're going to fall into everything. They're going to fall into the punk wood. They're going to, well, they're not going to be able to go over the logs. Now here you can see where a bear has just tore into this. Absolutely tore into this. Getting the grubs and stuff out of this punky guy. And let's see here. Oh my. Now this one's a false one, okay? This side is hard as a rock. And that's not what you want, the one that's hard as a rock. I'm going to keep looking around for one that's like this, that wants to crumble up in your hands almost. That's the stuff right there. Bear's been having fun right here. And all of these logs right here, they've been just tearing into them. Okay, now my landmarks are that dead down tree with all the punkwood in it, the crossover trees that were all over the top of that I took off of I'm off the trail now, so I'm cutting across country to see where I can get to this open area. So you're paying attention to all this stuff while you're enjoying yourself. Of course, normally I'm not talking. That looks like a nice open spot right there. More punk trees. Boy, these guys have just been rotting away in here. And nobody has looks like it all logged in here. Oftentimes when I go in one way, I find a shorter and better way back, so that if it's a place I want to come back to, I have a shorter and better way to come back to it. Look at that. And listen to that. The circumference of this tree, the size of this tree, my camera is sitting right down there, one of them. This tree was huge at one time, and it was not cut. It actually just rotted or got struck by lightning, which it looks like here at one time, and crashed to the ground and got cut up over here. Now something that I wanted to show you also. You look for wood like this. This kind of wood here is pitchy wood, and you have a hatchet, you break this stuff off, and you have fire starters that'll even start in the water. If it's wet, it doesn't make a difference. Here's a piece. Oh, not that one. This one right here, full of it right there. Pines have a lot of this on their old dead trees, or when you find them in that's been injured, they'll have the stripes or the clumps of, look at over here too, of the pitch running through it. So you see the pitch that's going through like this, you take your hatchet and just cut through it, or axe, or even a good knife, cut through this, and you have amazing fire starters. Here we go, some more right here. This is amazing fire starter stuff. And you can also, smell it and see if it's what you want, if you're not sure what you're looking for. I pretty much know after all these years, when I see this stuff, I will take me a hatchet or an axe and break a pile of it off and take it home. But look at the size of this. It's just massive. Absolutely massive. It's almost like a redwood size root system, trunk system. Somebody's been chopping on this one. Somebody figured out that this stuff was what it was too, and was probably taking it home. I have a whole bunch of it at home, and if I thought I was coming out here, I would have taken the axe out of my truck. But I left it there because I didn't expect to be finding all of this out here today. I wasn't even looking for this. I was looking at just sitting still and doing nothing. But once you get out here, you don't want to just do nothing. Those are wild strawberries growing down there. No strawberries on them. But what a bare heaven. And human heaven. You got punkwood, you've got pitch, and over there you got water. So we'll go over there. Well, since this is the first time I'm here, and I know what to expect, needless to say, I didn't go backwards, I went forwards, and found the creek. So I think I did find myself a nice little happy place just to come and enjoy. Got the trees. All around. And got the creek coming down. Got the open views across the side. Can't be better than this. And some really nice rocks. There you go. Enjoy. Just get some photographs here and relax a little bit. Then I'll head back. It's not getting dark over there, but it is. The tree line is darkening up now. And the last thing I want to do is go back. That's the hardest part between e-bike riding and getting out into the mountains. Neither one of them do I want to stop and go home. They're such a blessing. Well, as much as I don't want to, it's time to head back. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of outdoor mountain man survival kind of information about the punky wood and the bark, or the punky wood and the pitch. It's invaluable for people like us who spend time out here in the mountains and even at home. I don't use paper to start my fires. I use some pitch wood and sometimes a flint and steel, and sometimes a lighter on a piece of pitch wood that lights up another piece of pitch wood. So this stuff is just wonderful to know. Okay. I got to go, even though I don't want to go. What a wonderful day. But it's not like the last time. I just found this place, so it'll be a place that I'll come back to and visit and maybe bring something to eat actually out here. This was not an expected adventure, so it was a wonderful one though to find. So back we go. On my way back, what I'm seeing in this forest here, it's not logged ever at all, but we have the downed trees, root systems rotted off, blow downs, and that's what's happened in here. So this would not be a place to come and bring your horse to ride. This would be a place to bring your goat and enjoy. Look at this here again. On the way back, where a bear has dug into that and found some grubs. This is actually bear heaven in here. I haven't seen any other sign except them digging into the trees around here. Enjoy this too. You know, nowadays it's hard to find silence. We could get so busy doing and being and accomplishing and just life that we miss some of the greatest blessings we can have, which is peace, quiet, and those of us who get the time to be out in God's creation, peace, quiet, and enjoy in His beauty and His presence. Nothing like it. Like I said before, between this and e-biking, you don't want to stop. It's too blessed. But responsibilities are calling at home. Got the goats and the chickens and the horse and things to get ready for next week. So we thank God for the time we have out here and enjoy the wonderful blessings and beauty and peace. I told you, sometimes after I get to a blockade, like this was where I stopped going out because of all the logs down there, blocked the trail completely. I went cross country into the woods and then went crossed again into the woods. And now I'm backtracking, but I'm not going back the same way. I'm coming back focusing on the direction that I came, and came back right now into what I recognize because I paid attention, the downed trees that are here and the blockade that stopped. So I know if I was out here, okay, if that's them, then the path is going to be right here. And there it is. So this is what had stopped me. I went through there, came all the way around out there, and came back this way. Now, the next time, I won't do that. I will just go straight shoom, through here, and it'll take me from the trail right into where I was, and miss a lot of this deadfall and downed trees that I had bumped into when I was going across. So there's a more clearer path here. Still not good for a horse because it's too squishy and soft and too many rotten logs to go that have disintegrated into the ground. So this is what I found now from this. So you'll follow the road back, and before you know it, you'll be back to your truck. Starting to get into the thick ferns here, which we didn't have on that side. Okay, looking back at our back trail, now we're getting back into the thimbleberries and the ferns, and guess what? Right down there is the truck. What a blessed day. Well, again, I hope you enjoy this and have learned something, and if you don't get a chance to get into some place like this, I hope you take this chance often and enjoy it. God bless. You know, just a thought. When, my day started, I was planning to go to a special spot where there was a bridge and there was a river, or the creek, and when I got there, there was a disappointment. There was somebody already there with a four-wheeler, which meant there was going to be noise, and I really wanted to be away from the noise. So, plan B. Drive down the road and just see what was going to be down here. Well, it ended up, instead of having a blessed time, where I thought I was going to have a blessed time, not only did I have a blesseder time finding this new place, I also got to explore and realizing, too, for all of us, that sometimes when our disappointments come, God has something better for us. And just go down the road a ways, or just look around the corner, just look in another direction, and you just might find that you're more blessed because of the disappointment that happened. It changed your direction, it changed your focus, and then you start looking into something different, and you find a whole nother world that you never expected. So don't let disappointment stop you. Don't let disappointment just say, oh well, like, turn back, go home, forget it. Press on. God's always got a way, and when we look to Him, He'll make sure we find it. And this is a grand example of that today. Again, be blessed.